Welcome to the 2003 Kirksville Middle School Video Yearbook. We're very excited about this video yearbook, and it serves as a companion to this year's hard copy yearbook titled Education, A Journey to All Directions.
Edition of KJHS News. I'm Angie Shenelworth, reporting from the new video studio at the Kirksville Junior High. Our lead story is an introduction to a few of the new teachers at our school. Each teacher shares comments to help us get to know who they are, not just what they teach.
My name is Stacy Kramer, and this is my first year here at the junior high. I teach 6th grade science, social studies, and reading, which happen to be the two favorite subjects. I live in Lancaster and commute, and I have 3 little girls, a 7-year-old, a 4-year-old, and a 2-year-old that just all recently had birthdays, and we just got a pet chameleon.
Here's some clips of Mrs. Williams, the new family and consumer science teacher.
I am a resident of Adair County and have been my whole life. I grew up in the Novinger School District, went to school there, graduated from Truman. To tell you a little bit about myself, I am married. I have 3 grown children, and I still have 1 daughter at high school this year that's a junior. I'm really enjoying myself now. I think it's a little easier now that I'm older and have kids of my own that are grown to go back and to work with those younger kids, and I'm really enjoying it.
And now an introduction to Mr. Fish, the new Spanish teacher.
I like Kirksville because it's very convenient, pretty easygoing. I like the lifestyle here. I'm originally from St. Louis, grew up there, went to high school there, grade school, went to college at Truman. I love coaching, I love teaching, I love doing both of those things, working with high school and junior high age youth. I absolutely love sports. Hobbies include weightlifting, running, playing any type of sports. I'm very competitive when it comes to that. My favorite class when I was a kid would have to have been Spanish, and now I'm a Spanish teacher, so that kind of, I like to laugh, I like to make jokes. So if I ever laugh at anybody, please don't take it seriously.
The Kirksville Junior High and Girls Physical Education welcomes Mrs. Hanson.
Hi, my name is Mrs. Hanson. I teach girls PE here at Kirksville Junior High. I'm from Salt Lake City, Utah. I just moved here to Kirksville a few months ago when I got married. My husband is a KCOM student, and we're really excited to be here in Kirksville. After school, I am the JV cheer coach at the high school, and I teach dance lessons at my house. I love sports. I play basketball and volleyball, and love to water ski, love to go hiking and camping and anything outdoors.
New to the Kirksville Junior High Special Education Program is Mrs. Allen.
I live here in town with my daughter, and we have a dog, Scooter, who is he doesn't know he's a dog. He's kind of a cool dog. This is my first year at the junior high. I've been with the district since January. I worked as a social worker part-time during the 2nd semester of the last school year, and this year, during summer school, I worked at Ray Miller as a summer school teacher, teaching 6th grade, so I kind of came to junior high with the kids I had over the summertime, which is kind of interesting for me because I kind of knew what they had going on, and we all got to start junior high together, and we were all scared together. It was fun. I teach science and math and reading, and my classes are pretty small. I'm in special ed, and my class sizes are usually 8 to 10 kids, which is a good size for special programs.
In upcoming programs, we will continue to carry our segment on new teachers at KJHS. Coming up, information about all of those acronyms from KJHS, such as SRP, ICE, ZAP, and 6MP. If you are a parent, September 9th was the night for you. For more information on this event, here is Jeffrey Welk.
On September 9th at 7 p.m., parents gathered in Kirksville Junior High's lecture room for open house. This event was for parents to come and get more of a close-up look at their students and their classes in school. Mr. Mike Barczyk, the principal of KJHS, said a few opening words to begin the evening. After parents left the lecture room, they followed the mini schedule their child had written up for them. The classes were 7 minutes long with 5-minute breaks in between. The parents ended the night at 8:45 knowing about where and when their children's classes were. Now back to you, Angie.
Now to Taylor with information on Picture Day.
Welcome to Picture Day at the Kirksville Junior High School. Students entered in their best outfits, smiled, and said cheese. If there are any flaws, the students were absent, or they disliked their pictures, they have an opportunity for picture retakes on November 15, 2002.
You've probably noticed fellow students sitting wherever they want at lunch, being in the hallways free of a hall pass, and even getting into school and sporting events free of charge. To get the scoop on the story, we go to Nick.
Thank you, Angie. These students are members of the SRP program and are the proud owners of these special pins that enable them to walk the hallways without a hall pass, sit wherever they wish at lunch, and even get into fun nights and special school sporting events free. These pins symbolize citizenship, hard work, and good grades. There are two types of pins, A honor roll and B honor roll. The B students receive a star pin and the A students receive an excellence pin. The excellence pin having more privileges. A pin, however, can be taken away from its owner if its owner has excessive zaps or any type of suspension. Back to you, Angie.
Thank you, Nick. Now to the next story. Have you been wondering why so much talk of new technology has been filtering throughout the school? Well, the KJHS News Show goes to Mariel Sweet for the details. Mariel?
Thanks, Angie. This video equipment is quite extraordinary. All classes will soon have access to this technology. The video equipment has endless possibilities in producing student and class projects. Here's the junior high principal, Mr. Bartig, with a few comments about the studio equipment.
Why are we trying to implement video technology at KJHS? Well, we feel like kids have a real need for self-esteem enhancement at the 6th to 8th grade levels. And no better way to do that than to see yourself on video, or at least let the rest of the student body here at KJHS see you on video. So we're really excited about doing that. Second of all, we really got a good opportunity in Kirksville to take that training for video use and then put it to work in our community. What greater way than to prepare kids starting as early as junior high to do such technology? They certainly would have a cutting edge in the job market if they have done that. So the video studio at KJHS is a movement that we're really proud of and excited about, and we thank the community of Kirksville and the Board of Education from the Kirksville School District for approving this type of endeavor, because it's cutting edge and it's risky, but the kids are doing a good job and we're sure excited about it.
As RAP students become efficient with the equipment, they'll be able to assist all students and teachers with the video projects related to the curriculum.
At the beginning of the year, students may have noticed an extra hour added onto their day. This hour is called ICE time. ICE stands for Intervention of Core with Enrichment. During this time, students can get help from their teachers, make up homework in a program called ZAP, or participate in extra enrichment classes. Also, some 8th graders are enrolled in a new class called 6MP, or the 6th grade mentor program.
I think it is helping our students. One thing we've noticed academically is that our midterms first quarter, the deficiencies were quite fewer than this time last year.
It's a good time for us to, study and ask our teachers, what we need to do on the next test.
The ICE time has helped in that we've created a ZAP program, which stands for Zeros Aren't Permitted.
The purpose of it is to help students that haven't turned in assignments. It's called Zeros Are Not Permitted, which stands for ZAP. And we try to identify kids during the day that have not completed their assignments, and then the teachers refer these kids to our 8th hour. So we've gone from a 7th hour day to an 8 period day. And the kids come in during that 8 period, and we work with them and trying to help them complete their assignments so they don't get a 0.
I think ZAP is a good idea for our school because it teaches students to be less forgetful and always remember their homework on time.
It's a new program, but we feel that it's been working real well.
Besides ZAP, the 8th hour, or ICE time, also has a new program referred to as 6MP, or the 6th grade mentor program. Over 40 8th grade mentors are making a difference for the 6th graders at KJHS.
I think the mentoring program is a wonderful program because our 6th graders benefit from the knowledge of our 8th graders, helping them with their math, reading with them, just encouraging them.
Mentors are really neat to have. They're 8th graders and they help you with your homework. They help make sure you get your homework done. They check on that kind of stuff, and then
We get to play games. The 8th graders come in and spend time with students, getting to know them a little bit better. They've done a great job working with the planners and checking them every hour.
Thinking about going deer or turkey hunting this season? Before you do, you need to take a mandatory 10-hour hunting safety course, which will be held at the junior high.
I thought the hunter safety class was really cool because we did like hands-on activities and we get to practice safe carries and stuff. I passed the test with 100% accuracy, and overall it's a pretty good class.
The hunter safety course is offered for anyone over the age of 10, so he or she may learn to hunt safely. This will enable students to obtain a license to hunt. If someone is caught hunting without a license, he or she will be arrested and go to court. There is no fee to take the test to obtain a license. The next hunter safety course for Adair County will be offered November 1st, 2002. For more information, call 785-2420. I'm Melinda Harrison reporting for KJHS News. Now back to Angie in the studio.
And now, a story of a 6th grade student who not only won an award, but was also featured in a magazine.
I'm here with Brett Baker, a student at the Kirksville Junior High. Brett was featured on a national magazine entitled The Black Powder Cartridge News. Brett is about to tell us the award he won.
This year, in 2002, I won the Sub-Junior National Championship in B class. My grandpa has won 3rd Open twice at the Nationals in 1997 and also in 2001, which was last year. And my father, it says, is a great spotter and a good shooting companion.
Do you have any advice for just rookies beginning at shooting?
Yes, I do. Do not, when you're loading, make sure the bullets that you put inside the cartridges are loose so that they chamber better, and make sure you stay down and make sure you stay still, stay down, and stay on the target before you...
Congratulations, Brett Baker, 6th grader at Kirksville Junior High.
Thank you.
Are you looking for a babysitting job? If you are, have I got a surprise for you. Now to Calla with the rest of the story.
Thanks, Angie. Attention all junior high students. There will be a babysitting clinic October 5th from 8 a.m. to 12 noon at the Kirksville Junior High. Experienced babysitters, firemen, nurses, teachers, and many friends will be there. There will also be door prizes given and snacks provided.
I just want to get a more experienced look on babysitting so I kind of know how to handle a kid if they get out of control or if they miss their mom or dad.
Hi, I'm Sarah, and I'm president of the Junior High FCCLA chapter. I hope you attend the babysitting clinic on October 5th. It is a very good experience. You learn basic things like how to cut up food for infants and take their temperature.
Now for upcoming events and student council activities from Adam Morton and Nathan Berry.
There will be a fun night on October 18, 2002. The cost will be $2 and the night will last from 7 to 10 p.m. We will hopefully be reporting at this event.
School store will be opening very soon before school. We'll be selling new items, including candy, if approved by the faculty.
Thank you for joining us on this Headline News Report. Back to Angie in the studio.
If you enjoy reading, you'll appreciate Brianne Palmer and Johnny Delmonico's segment called the Junior High Book Review.
Our junior high reading recommendation is The Two Towers by J.R.R. Tolkien. If it sounds neat, just pick it up at the library. The Two Towers is the second book in the Lord of the Rings trilogy, which includes The Fellowship of the Ring, The Two Towers, and Return of the King.
The Lord of the Rings trilogy takes place in Middle-earth, a world inhabited by elves, hobbits, and men. It is also home to orcs, a race of evil created by Sauron, Dark Lord.
The story basically describes the struggle to defeat the Dark Lord and destroy his ring of power.
Here are some clips from extracurricular events.
Hi, I'm here today with two softball players.
Hi, I'm Kimber Shelton and I play second.
I'm Randy Coy and I play left and third.
We have a really good catcher, Jessica Finling.
Yeah, she has a good arm and she can make the throws down the second and she stuffs the ball. And Heidi, she's our pitcher. We really depend on her. She gets most of the outs.
And if it wasn't for her, we probably wouldn't win a bunch of our games against the harder teams.
My name is Patience Smith. I play shortstop. We really like the support of all the parents and everybody that's coming out to the games. And the coaches have been doing a real good job. They've been making it fun for all of us girls.
Get it, Alex. Yeah! Good eye. Down! Down, Alex! And what do you feel has helped you win this year? Chris? Ben Bowen. Ben Bowen. Yeah. Always Ben Bowen. He's our fullback. He's a monster. He just runs right through the line and scores touchdowns after touchdowns. Besides that, we have our quarterback, Anthony Russell, and he helps the team by making good passes.
Both teams are undefeated right now and playing very well.
We won our first 3 ball games of the year. The kids have really played hard. We've done a real nice job playing as a team. You know, we've won our games by a total score of 116 to 48.
Some of my best players are Chris Nelson, Sam.
Yeah. Aaron's our backup since I got hurt, and so far he's had a pretty strong year.
There you go. He just never misses.
Coach Riley's a fun coach to have. He's serious when he needs to be, and he's fun whenever we're at practice, and he's a joke for everyone.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, junior high students. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, junior high students. Happy birthday to you.
We hope you have enjoyed the first edition of KJHS News. I'm Angie Shenwork, signing off from the studio at Kirksville Junior High School. We hope you have enjoyed the first edition of
Just do your best, do everything you can, and don't you worry what they tell themselves when you're away. It just takes some time to feel good. You're in the middle of the ride to everything else.
Today, we'll be telling you about a prefabricated house activity, the first fun night at Kirksville Junior High, and a new segment in our program called Curriculum Highlights. But first, we'll be bringing you more interviews with new teachers at our school, beginning with Mrs. Creer, a special education teacher.
My name is Ms. Creer, and I teach the special ed English and reading classes for 6th to 8th grade. And last year, for the past 3 years, I taught English at Truman State University, but I like junior high better because the kids are more energetic and they're more fun, and because I like a more structured day. I'm originally from Colorado and then Ohio, and I've moved around a lot. And my degree is actually in creative writing, and so I brought my thesis because I did a collection of poems for my master's thesis, and so that is very important to me. But I also like to make bread, and a couple of years ago when I was staying home with my children, I have 3 little boys, Sam, Tommy, and Christian, and Sam is going to be 9 next month, and Christian is 6, and Tommy's 4 and a half. But a couple of years ago, I started making my own sourdough starter. And writing is one of the most important things that I do, and so I have had my students make little journals that they can keep with them all the time, and they've been keeping them pretty well. They've been doing a good job.
Now meet Mrs. Peterson, another new face at Kirksville Junior High.
My name is Linda Peterson. I am the new 7th and 8th grade science teacher here at Kirksville Junior High. I'm enjoying it very much. I find for a junior high this is an exceptionally nice bunch of kids, well behaved. Most of them are quite studious. I'm from Missouri. I was born here, down in the southern part of the state. But I've moved around a lot. I've lived in about 17 different states. 14 years I taught in a church parochial schools, and then I taught for the last 6 years on the Navajo Reservation in Arizona, which was an interesting experience. I've worked as a medical technologist. I like to garden. I like to go bird watching. I like to go canoeing. I like to go hiking, mountain climbing. I have one son who's married and has, I have one step-grandson and 2 little grandsons. They're the joy of my life.
Next, we have a special treat for you, as Mr. Dickmeyer not only tells us about himself, but plays his guitar for us as well.
I chose to become a teacher because I like learning. Even from when I was very, very small, I always liked learning, not only in school, but whether it be going to the science center or the zoo or just walking around outside. I'm from St. Louis area, Missouri. I grew up in rural St. Charles County, so that's probably one of the reasons I like Kirksville so much. I like the laid-back, small-town atmosphere. When I got to college, I just started playing. I met some other guys. I played with them for a while.
And finally, meet Miss Luzader, a new instructor with instrumental music.
1, 2, 1, 2, 1.
What brought you to the Kirksville Junior High to teach?
Well, I went to college here at Truman, and so I found out that there was a job opening here, so I applied because I thought it would be nice to come back and live here in Kirksville. It's a good program, so I wanted to be a part of it.
Do you like teaching here?
I love it.
Have you had any other future jobs of teaching band before this?
I taught in Palmyra, Missouri for 3 years before I came here. And I did my student teaching in Washington, Missouri, down south of St. Louis.
Have you ever seen a house put up right before your eyes? Here's Bob Hall with a story on the prefabricated house.
The name of this project is If I Had a Hammer. It's a prefab house construction complete with doors, windows, gabled roof, even a front porch. What makes the project so unique, though, is it's made and constructed entirely by middle school students. The project was brought to us by Mark Chambers, the Moberly Area Community College, and the Tech Prep Consortium. We're very fortunate in Missouri. The Tech Prep Consortiums in Missouri have taken this on as a statewide project. The project began in Kentucky, and it was designed to have middle school students get experience, hands-on experience, into all areas of construction involving math, science, social studies, and English, and see how they're all related. The Tech Prep Consortiums through Missouri have brought it to us through the entire state and are taking the house around through every school district in the state and trying to get them to utilize the project. Since the inception of this project about 4 years ago, over 200,000 students across the country have had exposure. We're very proud to have Mr. John Williams, who is a many of you know, a retired principal from an industrial arts teacher from Northeast Missouri. Mr. Williams has his own construction company and is our job foreman. He is taking the middle school students through all the aspects of construction, letting them see how all the disciplines relate to construction. So we're very, very pleased to have this. This is an outstanding opportunity for students, and we can't thank both of them enough for bringing it to us.
Park is where I go every day.
My parents were always real supportive of my skating, which was rare in the days when I started.
Mike Bartig, the principal at Kirksville Junior High, is always looking for new ways to motivate students to excel academically. Here's Sarah Rice with the story on incentives for good grades.
What types of incentives do you have?
BMX stuff, posters, decals, actually skateboards possibly maybe given away. We haven't got everything in that we're possibly going to get in. So far, there's a lot of autograph stuff from people like Tony Hawk and Annie McDonald.
Most of my friends' parents didn't want them skating. They thought it was a bad influence. They thought it wasn't going to go anywhere, and a lot of them got rides with my dad to the events and to the skate parks.
Why do we have these incentives?
The purpose of the incentives, guys, is so that we give students a moment to know that we recognize what they're doing. The prizes are contributions from athletes who want to be involved in what we're doing. They also want to see kids be successful, and they want others to see the relationship that they got where they're at because they worked hard in the classroom.
To win an incentive, you need to pay attention in class, be cooperative, and stay out of the zap room. Then, teachers will give you tickets, which you can put in the box in the office. Mr. Bartig will draw the winners out of the box each week. Be sure to check out the displays and keep up the good work.
If you are new to Kirksville Junior High, your grade card may be different from what you have been familiar with. Here's Dan with the details on the KJHS grade card.
Thanks, Elena. There are some noticeable changes in the grade card format. The student's name will go here, followed by their parent's name and address. Other information, such as their phone number, gender, birth date, grade, and ID number will go to the right of that. Down below, their courses are listed, along with the grades and the corresponding teachers. Further down, other information, such as their grade point average, a number of days absent, are listed. This column here by the grade is where teachers will put comments. Now I know what you're thinking. A bit small of a place to put comments, right? But there's a special code of 50 comments where each comment has a number. For example, disrespectful to teacher, lacks materials for class, and good all-around student. I hope I get that one. John Doe's comments are good class participation, motivated and hard worker, and enjoyable to have in class. Well, that's the scoop on report cards.
Have you ever experienced the feeling of standing next to a war memorial? Well, students at KJHS have. Here's Stacy Reichel with the story.
Thank you, Elena. The Moving Vietnam Wall is a wall that is transported to different cities across the nation. This wall lists the name of all the American soldiers that died during the Vietnam War. In early October, the Eagles team took a field trip to visit this memorial. Here are some clips from that event.
Wheel, hop! Left. Left. Right wheel, hop! Left, left. Left. Left.
Better be getting out your Kleenex because it's time for cold and flu season. Here's Jeremiah Smith with the story.
Thank you, Elena. I am Jeremiah Smith here with Barbara Rice, the nurse at Kirksville Junior High.
What causes cold season? Viruses usually cause cold and flu seasons. That is why it's very important for you to use good hand washing techniques and also using a Kleenex when you have a cold to stop the droplets from sneezing and coughing.
Thank you. Hey, how should we be prepared for cold and flu season?
Just as I've said before, you need to have good hand washing, drink plenty of fluids, get plenty of rest, and above all, a well-balanced diet.
Okay. Here are some things you will need when cold and flu season come around, such as tissues, fluids, soap, thermometers, Tylenol, throat spray, and cough drops.
You may have noticed kids bringing in canned foods and other items to the school. Here's Mark Schneider to tell you why.
Thank you, Elena. The canned food drive at KJHS was sponsored by the KCOM Student Wives Association and Red Ribbon Week. Students brought in cans which were counted during each 8th-hour class. The school brought in over 1,000 cans. The winners were 6th grade, Mrs. Bonnie Peterson, 7th grade, Mr. Wilcox, and 8th grade, Mrs. Linda Peterson.
The bulk of it will go to the victim support services. Some of it will also be set aside to go to families at Christmas time here.
Now for more Red Ribbon Week activities, we go to Elliot Easton.
Thanks, Mark. Red Ribbon Week was started to honor Agent Enrique Camarena of the Drug Enforcement Administration. Agent Camarena lost his life in the war on drugs. Each year, nearly 500,000 Americans die from alcohol, tobacco, and other illicit drugs, making substance abuse the single largest preventable cause of death in our country. During Red Ribbon Week, students signed a banner saying that they would not do drugs. Other students also played a game in which they opened candy without the use of their thumbs to experience the impairment of doing drugs.
Parents, do you ever wonder what your kids are doing in class? Well, here's your chance to find out. KJHS News is beginning a monthly segment called Curriculum Highlights. And now for our first Curriculum Highlights story. To you, Lindsay.
R3 School District and the Truman State University have opened up new relations. TSU special education majors and professors will be working to make learning possible for them and the students and the school faculty. The PDS Partners in Learning is located at the Kirksville R3 schools.
Well, there's two faculty members primarily who are involved. Myself and Dale Bless is also involved. He's not able to be with us here today.
It's been great. The professors have been a good resource for us, and the help of the interns in the classroom has been incredible. It's another set of hands in the classroom, and they bring in some new innovative ideas, and it's been wonderful having them here.
With a regular internship, we would basically just be let go. We would be let go to do what we wouldn't really have as much support as we do now, which I think is really beneficial because they're there with us to say, you know, well, you could work on this, or maybe, you know, do this a little bit better, or even just to say, hey, you did a great job, which is really nice, where we probably wouldn't have that sort of support in a regular internship position.
Actually, we'll have lectures here in the afternoon, but then the next morning we could go and try them out, and it's just a lot more hands-on.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
I'd like to thank Julie Relford for her involvement in the PDS here at Kirksville Junior High School. Last spring, Julie went to Arizona with Dr. Dale Bless, Dr. Pete Kelly, and Dr. Sam Minner to visit other schools that had the PDS program already in place. And by that process of visiting those schools, she and the other representatives from Truman University have put together an A-plus program here at Kirksville Junior High School, and we're really proud of it.
In the mornings, TSU students assist alongside Kirksville teachers in both the Kirksville Junior High School and the Ray Miller Elementary School in Kirksville. The student teachers then take TSU courses in the afternoon at the Kirksville Junior High. Back to Elena.
Now Yazan brings us curriculum highlights from Mrs. Church's classroom.
Thank you, Elena. I'm Mizan Algalith here with the Eagles team social studies teacher, Miss Church. I've heard you've started a new project involving the students to build pyramids. What gave you the idea for this project?
The pyramids are always an exciting part of ancient Egypt. Whenever we study ancient Egypt, students are always very interested in the pyramids, and so I just decided that we should try to recreate the ancient Egyptians' ideas and build pyramids.
Well, how do you think this will enhance the students' learning ability about Egypt?
I think it's a good reinforcer of the knowledge the students have learned about ancient Egypt. We talked about the different types of pyramids that the Egyptians used before they created this last.
Thank you for your time and valuable insights, Miss Church.
Thank you.
And as I always say, tell me something and I'll forget. Show me something and I'll remember. Involve me and I'll understand. I'm Izan Algalith reporting for KJS News. Back to you.
Here's another curriculum highlight from Mr. McKay's classroom.
I know I kind of get into groove because we have so much content to cover in 8th grade social studies that it's good to get out of the book for a week or so and just let the kids close the book and forget about worksheets and things like that and explore their creative side. Students were required to either write a skit and create costumes either based on the Boston Massacre or the Boston Tea Party, and they were required to get into groups, decide their roles, their responsibilities, create costumes, props, backdrops, whatever the case may be, and write dialogue and give a performance.
Hi, I'm James Beach, and I'm here with Mrs. Peterson. Her class is doing a neat service project prior to the holidays. Tell me about this project.
We fill shoeboxes, and it's an international organization that is sending shoeboxes full of gifts and different things to children in third world countries all over the world.
We're just trying to give a helping hand.
It feels really good. It would be like amazing to actually go and see the kids as they unwrap their presents. The looks on their faces. I'm writing a letter to the girl that we're sending toys to, and if we put our address, then they might write back to us.
Last month, KJHS News began a segment called Book Reviews. We have Grant Chamberlain giving us his insight on a great book to read.
This month, the book review will be on Holes by Louis Satcher. Holes is about a boy named Stanley Yelnats who has bad luck because of his dirty, rotten, pig-stealing great-great-grandfather. He is sent to a detaining camp called Camp Green Lake. At Camp Green Lake, they dig holes 5 feet wide and 5 feet deep to build character. Or is it? Stanley isn't so sure about that. As Stanley starts to get to the bottom of the case, he finds that the warden may be looking for something. This book is great. It won the Newbery Award in 1999 and the Mark Twain Award last year. It is also a Blue Dot book. If it sounds good to you, you can pick it up at the library.
Do you think Halloween is the scariest day in October? Well, think again. You forgot about parent-teacher conferences.
Thanks, Elena. I'm Sam Minner, here with Bea Schulte, an instructional leader at the Kirksville Junior High. As you can probably tell, she also teaches computer. Now, I would like to ask you some questions about parent-teacher conferences.
Okay.
Why do you have to have conferences?
Well, it's important for teachers to be able to meet with parents at times. We meet as teams here at the junior high. We built teams that work with students at the
What did you talk about in some of the conferences?
Conferences range anywhere from grades to maybe what the kids' likes or dislikes are. What I understand, we had a very good turnout here at the junior high.
About how long did the conferences last individually?
They can go 10 to 20 minutes, and we do it in the evening so that it's more convenient for parents to attend.
Do parents ever get angry at you for saying bad things about the kids?
Every parent, if you have to say something hard and they really care about their kid, it is hurtful, okay? But most parents can back up and realize that, no, that teacher has my child's best interest in mind. You know, one of the biggest things parents can do to help is encourage their kids that school is important. It's a priority for them. I always like to tell my kids, this is their job. They're learning a work ethic. And if you don't put your heart into what you're doing, you're not going to do it when you go into the work field.
Thank you very much.
I'm glad to help you.
Would you like to learn more about the deer hunt that took place recently? Here's Brian Wells with the scoop.
The regular gun deer season doesn't start until late November, but the youth gun deer season has already come and gone. Many kids between 10 and 16 have gotten deer this season. The hunt was November 2nd and 3rd. Here are comments from a few kids who got a deer during the youth hunt.
I'm here with Cody Helm, who recently got a deer during the youth hunt. So Cody, about when and where did you kill the deer?
Started about 8 o'clock in the morning. We've been sitting up in the deer stand for about 2 hours and 30 minutes, and I started on my grandpa's land in Yarrow.
What type of gun did you use?
I used my dad's .30-06.
How many points did the buck have? 8. So I'm here with Cody Pro, who also got a deer recently. About when and where did you kill the deer?
Well, I killed it at my uncle's house in Macon, Missouri. And I killed it pretty late in the evening, about 4:30. We were getting ready to leave.
How many points did the buck have?
6 points.
What will you do with the deer?
Well, my grandpa's going to skin him and cut him up and put him in the freezer.
Do you have any hidden talents, big or small, that you would like to share with the school? If so, stay tuned as Megan Sloot brings you more on the story.
If you have a talent you don't mind sharing, we want you to. In the past, the students who did not try out wish they had. Have your act ready for tryouts on November 18th and 25th. If you think you are interested, show us what you've got. You've got nothing to lose. The talent show will be held on November 27th at 8 o'clock a.m. Hope to see you there. Here's Sarah Rice getting some comments from Mr. Bartig.
Really anything's appropriate for the talent show if it has to do with talent, as long as it's clean and nobody's going to embarrass themselves in the process of doing it. And that's why we have the tryouts, because we don't want students to embarrass themselves in front of the student body. So we try to help them through that.
Next, listen and watch as Nathan Barry and Mark Schulte take us on a tour of the first fun night at KJHS.
Hi, we're here at the Kirksville Junior High School reporting on the subject of the first fun night of the year. Admission was $2, but if you were accompanied by an SRP pin, you got in free. Many students showed up to this fun-filled school event.
During Fun Night, the conduct code was added in school, including dress code, and as always, there were many fun activities such as crafts room, making Halloween masks,
Board games,
the karaoke room,
the video game room. There was also dancing in the commons. For some people, dancing wasn't only in the commons.
I'd give that a 5.2.
Look at those moves.
Maybe a 5.3. Here we have the ring toss. This is the jail. It is a new addition and many gym activities, including volleyball and basketball.
Welcome to the 2002 Homecoming Parade.
high school football game on Friday, October 25th, you may have noticed some junior high band students in uniform. These students were in uniform because the 7th and 8th grade bands joined the high school band in performing the halftime show. Here are some clips from this event.
The 8th grade band joins the high school band for another Beach Boys tune, Fun, Fun, Fun.
You're right. KJHS.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, junior high students. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, junior high students. Happy birthday to you.
Thanks for watching our program. You can catch us again at 8 in the morning, 2 in the afternoon, and 7 at night. See you next time on KJHS News.
Walking in the winter wonderland.
Welcome to the December edition of KJHS News. I am Stacy Reichel. These last few months were packed with events such as Spirit Week, Fun Night, and the holiday season. But first, we again have our segment on curriculum highlights to give you a glimpse of what's going on inside the Kirksville Junior High.
Hi, I'm Kella Davis, here with a curriculum highlight with Mr. Jeff Hutton, the industrial technology instructor. We're going to find out about the robotics unit in his class. Here's Mr. Hutton with comments on the purpose of working with robotics in his industrial technology class.
Kind of enlighten them and open them up to what industry is doing, the different ways that robots are used in the industry.
What types of things do you cover in your robotics unit?
Fairly lengthy unit on robotics, a history of the robotics, how it came about. Watched a video, kind of showed them how the industries apply them. We studied the different power sources, the stepper motors, electricity, hydraulics and pneumatics. Just a basic outline of robotics.
How will working with robots help students in the future?
We're still trying to hold some of the traditional technology here that we've always had in the past and try to introduce some new things to them that they may see in high school later on, may spark their interest and may want to go into this later on as a career.
Hi, my name is Hillary Thomas. The next curriculum highlight is with Mr. Fish. He and Mr. Joel held a neat market day where students got to use their Spanish.
Dr. Jewell and I are both the Spanish teachers here at KJHS. Put on a Spanish market day in which students had an opportunity to bring in foods in different Latin American countries in order to enjoy on November 26th. We had a lot of fun doing this, and we also had an opportunity for the students to attain a lot of vocabulary that had to do with food in addition to other items as well. We had a clothing store set up, we had a shoe store, we had a meat store, we had a bread store, and we had a restaurant. And of course this is all in Spanish. And the idea behind it was for our students to only use Spanish and to create an atmosphere in which they could use authentic language. So we thought it was very successful. Dr. Jewell and I were very pleased with how things went. The kids came in with prepared questions to ask the Truman State University students who were there as well, and they were the cashiers for each store. So the kids had to communicate using their Spanish that they had learned in class, the vocabulary they had attained in class, and I think they had a lot of fun too.
KJHS and the University of Missouri joined forces on December 6th. It was the first attempt at a project called Target Map.
Kirksville Junior High School is lucky to have with them today representatives of the Extension Outreach Program to help us improve our MAP scores here at Kirksville Junior High School. Our scores at Kirksville Junior High School, although they're very strong and above the state average, we play within our handicap, and we have to continue to move forward 3% each year. Well, as you begin to get your scores on the upper end, it gets to be very difficult. So what we're trying to do today is actually bring in specialists in some of the areas on the MAP test that we're low. And these specialists can take those content areas and help our kids get to a new level so that they can better understand the concepts and do better on the MAP test during the 2003 test.
I'll let you pass this around. Do not take this as it relates to the graph. Yes.
As the population went up, then there'd be like...
Your water, right? And you know what? If you get your water from 100 miles from here downstream, city to control their stormwater runoff because it's polluting the creek, or the factory. Now, everybody on this end that has pollutants, I want you to pass it down.
Welcome to the Nick Show. I'm Nick and he's Nick, and that's why they call it the Nick Show. And we have some trivia for you.
Okay, our first trivia thing is, did you know that after the Popeye comic strip first started in 1931, spinach consumption went up 33% in the United States of America?
Wow, that's a lot. Yeah, a lot. And also, okay, what do you think is more dangerous, a shark or coconut? If you're thinking coconut, which probably weren't, you're right, because coconuts usually fall on people's heads and kill them more than sharks do. About 150 people average die each year because of coconuts falling on their heads.
Okay, we got a joke. What did the pencil say to the eraser, Nick?
I don't know, Nick.
Nothing, because pencils can't talk.
Oh.
Okay, and We have another trivia question that we're going to ask you and the answer when we come back. It's in an airport in England, what song do they use to blast, or they blast it over the runway so that birds will go away? The answer when we come back.
Scare away the birds?
Your options are A, Led Zeppelin, B, AC/DC,
D, the Beatles.
C, Tina Turner, or D, like Nick said, the Beatles. The answer when we return.
I messed up. I didn't mean to say that.
Here are some hilarious clips from Spirit Week at our school.
November 11th through the 15th was Spirit Week at the Kirksville Junior High. Here's some clips from Monday, which was Nerd Day. Tuesday was Twin Day. Now look at all the twins we taped on Tuesday.
Does that ruin your height shot?
Oh, that'd be good.
Wednesday was Decade Day.
Students dressed up as people from the 50s to the 80s.
Check out these groovy costumes.
Wait, don't do it.
Thursday was Hillbilly Day.
Here are some clips of students dressed in their finest rags. Y'all stay tuned now, you hear? Friday was Tiger Pride Day. Here are some students showing their pride by wearing orange and black.
Here's Evan Richter with the story on the 7th grade integer challenge.
How much money was raised?
I believe it was a little over $400.
Okay. How did the competition work?
Each classroom was trying to get the greatest positive amount, and the only thing in money that was positive were pennies. All silver and dollar bills or paper money were negatives.
Where did the money go to?
The fire department works with, I believe it's the Department of Family Services, in order to find families who need a little extra help at Christmas and making their Christmas brighter. And so we were able to adopt 15 children through that program, and we're also supplying wrapping materials, and then we'll also purchase the presents as well.
How did the students benefit from the challenge?
Well, I think just the whole idea of, at Christmas time, that the idea of giving is really important, and giving back to the community.
Here's Angie with the story regarding FCCLA, what it is, and several projects the members have been busy with.
FCCLA stands for Family, Career, and Community Leaders of America. Their sponsor is Sandra Williams, the Family and Consumer Science teacher. The FCCLA members practice their cooking by holding 2 meals for the cast of the plays that took place.
I know that they practice really hard for a couple of months, and by the time they get down to the production, they're really sick of fast food because most of them don't get time to go home at night. So it was kind of twofold, so that we could raise some money for FCCLA, and so that we could offer a home-cooked meal to some of those kids.
Earlier this year, FCCLA held a free babysitting clinic for students who were planning on being a babysitter. This clinic helps students understand what they need to know about what to feed the child, what to do if there is an injury, and games that they can play to keep the child entertained. Also, the FCCLA helped decorate the tree that is located in our commons.
Kids in pajamas, blankets all over the floor. It sounds like a sleepover, but it's actually a read-in. Here's Jeffrey Welk with the details.
Thanks, Stacy. Recently, the Stars' 6th grade team showed up at school with sleeping bags and pajamas. It really was a sight. The Stars team spent a day of reading in their classrooms, a chance to get some much-needed reading done. They didn't have to read only at their desks.
The book I'm reading is called Machine Gunners, and I like books that take place in the World War II era. Mrs. Moffat told me this would be a pretty good book, so I just started reading it today, and I had a good chance to get down the first couple chapters.
I'm reading Little House on the Prairie, and it's about the writer Laura Ingalls Wilder.
I'm reading Jeffy's story, and it's about an orphan, and it's a good adventure book.
And there's just a merry little team that both wearing pajamas, and some people brought some blankets, soccer ball pillows.
It was just a real comfortable book.
Any homework? No
more.
Throughout the day, librarian Dina Moffat came in to talk to the students. She shared information about several books available in the KJHS library.
Her parents could not go with her, but everyone was afraid that it was contagious. So if you began with polio, they basically sent you off into isolation by yourself. So they just took you and whisked you away and put you in the hospital.
The two 8th grade teams, the Eagles and the Wolverines, will be showing their spirit in the near future by wearing their unique team shirts. Recently, an assembly came to the junior high that exposed students to the Ukrainian culture. Here is Tim Kearns with the details.
On December 5th, kids at the Kirksville Junior High attended an assembly called the Ukrainian Kaleidoscope. This activity introduced kids to the music, art, and dance of the Ukrainian culture. Look at some of these clips from the assembly.
Looking for a good book? Here's Brienne Palmer with the book review for this month.
I like Gridwell because it's funny, it's sad, it has some fighting in it. They're going to quest, stuff like that. It's really adventurous and it's really good. What's it basically about? It's basically about a young mouse named Martin who was, when he was little, kidnapped by this evil stoat named Badger, who was made to serve him as a slave. Martin rebels and runs away and tries to find basically an army to free his friends and to kill Badger. That sounds cool. What else do you should read it, and that it's really good, even though it's about a mouse. It's really good.
We're back with the Nick Show, remember, because I'm Nick and he's Nick. Okay, the answer to our useless trivia question was C, Tina Turner. In this airport in England, they blast Tina Turner music over the runway to scare birds away, so the planes can take off. Okay, that's it for the Nick Show. Bye, everybody.
Buddy. The Kirksville choirs have been working really hard for their December 17th concert. Take a look at the choir's first performance, directed by Melody Rogers.
Our first selection is I Will Arise, arranged by Alice Parker.
season again. Families everywhere are busy preparing for Christmas and Hanukkah. Here are some students telling us about their plans for the holidays.
I'm planning on going to my grandma's and then going to my dad's and then going to my mom's for Christmas. And I want a Game Boy Advance or a puppy for Christmas.
I want a cell phone for Christmas so I can talk to my friends more.
This Christmas I'm gonna have my grandma and grandpa over for dinner, and I think I might be going down to my aunt's. And for Christmas I want a karaoke machine and a dog.
We're going over to my grandma's hopefully for Christmas. We usually have our dinner there and everything. It's pretty nice visiting all my relatives. I'd really like a new fast bike. And I'm going over to my grandma's house for dinner, and for Christmas is, I don't know, a new bike, I guess.
A pony, a horsey, and a car, and a ball.
I want a DVD and a couple video games.
What I want for Christmas is a GameCube. That's pretty much it.
I want a CD player, a watch.
Hopefully, I'm going to Leisure World Stadium for Christmas. KJ's, Crocs. Let's go skating.
Next, enjoy a great gift idea for brownies from Sarah Rice.
Hi, I'm Sarah Rice, and today I'll be showing you how to make brownie mix in a jar. The ingredients you will need are 2 1/4 cup sugar, 2/3 cup cocoa powder, 1 1/4 cup all-purpose flour, 1 teaspoon baking powder, and 1 teaspoon salt. You will also need a 1/4 cup measuring cup, a 2/3 cup measuring cup, and a 1 cup measuring cup. You also need a 1 teaspoon measuring spoon, a wide mouth jar, a tablespoon, a paper towel, and a recipe card. The first step is take your wide mouth jar and layer the ingredients in the jar as they are listed in your recipe, starting with the sugar. Okay, after it is pretty well level, take your cocoa powder, you need 2/3 cup, and you pour this in your all-purpose flour, and this is 1 1/4 cup. After you've done that, you put in your 1 teaspoon of baking powder, and since I have this pre-measured, I'm just going to cut the edge of this bag. And pour this in. And finally, you take your salt. After you pour this in, you smooth it out again. You need to take your paper towel and clean around the jar. After you have finished with your jar, you can write the recipe on a recipe card and attach it to the jar. You can also put this decorative holiday fabric on the lid, under the lid, and put raffia around the lid. You can give this as a gift to family members or friends, and they can make brownies out of it. All they will need is 1 jar of brownie mix, 3/4 cup butter or margarine softened, and 4 eggs. All you need to do is put all those ingredients together in a large bowl, and then put it in a 9 by 12 inch pan, and put it in the preheated oven at 350 degrees Fahrenheit. You will need to cook the brownies for about 30 to 35 minutes.
Do you need a gift to give family and friends? Here's Alex Nictine, an 8th grade mentor, with one idea.
Thanks, Stacy. Some of our 8th grade mentors helped make angels with the 6th graders. These ornaments are being used to decorate the Christmas tree in the Kirksville Junior High Commons. Here are some instructions from Mariel Sweet and some shots of the angels being made.
Hi, I'm Mariel Sweet.
And I'm Shelby Hunter.
And today we're going to show you how to make these simple to-do crafts.
I love them because they are so versatile.
They can be tree toppers, ornaments, or whatever you choose.
Vary the sizes to make a whole family and put them on your mantle.
Let's get started.
First, you might want to think about the sizes you want to make. Do you want to make a big angel or a small one?
You'll need to find a circle. that is the size you want.
And make sure the wings fit the size so they're not too big.
You'll need to find a round object to trace around on the back of the wallpaper.
You'll need a pencil to trace around the bottom of it to make a circle.
After you're done tracing the circle, you'll need to cut it out and fold the circle in half. Then you'll need to glue it with hot glue or a stick glue or something.
After it's glued, cut out the wings and glue them to the back of your body.
Then you'll add some hair to a wooden ball, then glue it on top of the angel's head. After you're done with your body, you may want to add arms by using a smaller circle and folding it in half.
After you're done with your angel, you can decorate with paint markers, stencils, and stamps. And you might want to decorate her hair with ribbons and trim.
Have fun making these angels for your home
and to give away as gifts.
Jell-O is a simple dish to make for the holidays. Here's Brian Wells showing how to make it special.
Hi, I'm Chef Brian, and today I will be telling you how to make holiday Jell-O. To make holiday Jell-O, first you take the boiling water and put in the Jell-O mix. Then you stir it while you are pouring it in. Then, on the package it will say to add 1 cup of cold water, but instead you add applesauce, 1 cup of applesauce. This is a good dish to fix around Christmas or other holidays. You then put the Jell-O mixture into the refrigerator, and after it is gelled, you put Cool Whip or other whip topping on top to make it a great family treat.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, junior high students. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, junior high students. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, junior high students. Happy birthday to you.
Hi, I'm Becca. Thank you for watching this holiday edition of KJHS News. You may be able to catch it again at 8 a.m., 2 p.m., or 7 p.m. Thanks to the City of Kirksville and Scott Beach for airing it for us.
Hello, I'm Tim Kearns, and welcome to this edition of the KJHS News. This show features stories about Valentine's Day, 8th grade enrollment, the library fundraiser, and Kirksville Junior High wrestling. Is Valentine's Day the most wonderful day of the year for you? Or is it the most dreadful time of your life? Here are some views from both sides of the spectrum.
Valentine's Day is the most worthless day ever created. I remember my wife and I's very first Valentine's Day together. She got me a big cookie that said, "Happy Worthless Holiday." Because it's just for the women. If I got flowers and cool stuff like that, all right, fine. But no, we don't. So I hate Valentine's Day. Because I just spend money. I want car parts, stuff like that. Give me stuff. And that's what I think of Valentine's Day.
I hate Valentine's Day because for it to be fun, you have to have a boyfriend.
Society tells people that it's not okay to be single. And I think it is okay to be single, and you should be celebrating.
I just like Valentine's Day because the first day you're getting him chocolates and flowers and freshman kisses and stuff, and the next day you're just saying hi and it's not that big of a deal, so why waste your money?
I just like Valentine's Day because what's with the naked Cupid baby? Nobody wants a naked Cupid baby hugging you. Ooh.
I hate Valentine's Day because
It's the worst holiday of the year.
yeah, and there's pink.
Yeah, I don't like pink. That's the worst color in the world.
Yeah.
I like Valentine's Day because there's no good movies on TV.
Valentine's Day because girls always follow me around saying, oh, you want to be my Valentine?
Okay, I hate Valentine's Day because, oh no, I don't get anything, really. And we like Valentine's Day because with Kiss Girls, it's a prize. Yeah.
Valentine's Day because it's a very romantic time to spend with your boyfriend. I love Valentine's Day because you can show the loved ones that you care.
I just like it because I think it brings people closer
We
together.
used to hate Valentine's Day, but then we found out Mr. Kimber hates it, so we love it.
I like Valentine's Day because you can share your heart with your loved ones.
The reason why I like Valentine's Day is because, one, it's cool, you can make a lot of friends, and two, if you're a guy, you get a lot of friends.
Valentine's Day is a great time to express what you feel about people, and that's why I think it's so really important, especially for junior high, because you just get to tell people how you feel, and everybody's forgiving.
Well, let me tell you something about Valentine's Day. When you're flying solo, it's not the most exciting holiday in the world, but for those of you who have a special gal or guy in your life, I tell you what, Valentine's Day is the day. Now it's important that you make sure you let that special someone know that they're special every day of the year. So you might want to hook up to the Hy-Vee and get yourself some tea. That's all Mr. Fish has to say. Peace out.
Several students were honored for their academic achievement in the second quarter. Take a look at some of these clips from the SRP ceremony. Here's Evan Richter with the story.
To start off the second semester of the school year, each grade's academic achievers were recognized at an assembly for their grade and given new STAR or Excellence pins for SRP, or Student Responsibility Program. Here's a clip of Principal Bartig at the 6th grade assembly talking about academic improvement.
And that is students that have come in at the B level, which is where these students are coming in, and within a quarter move to the A level. That's really what we want to see, that type of progress. Now, you may not get that in a quarter, but if you get it, you really hit the nail on the head on what we're trying to do. So you guys that are walking through right now, we challenge you to be making this walk going to the A level next quarter.
Just a reminder, A Honor Roll students are rewarded with Excellence pins, and B Honor Roll students earn STAR pins. Also, this quarter, a new pin was added, a Tiger Paw, which rewards students who haven't quite made the honor roll, but are obviously improving and doing the best they can, and are recognized by a teacher. With these pins, you get special privileges, such as sitting where you want at lunch, getting in free to school events, and not having to use a hall pass. At the assemblies, Mr. Bartig talked about responsibility, improvement, and reasons to do well in school. Also, congratulations to the 6th grade for having the most new members to SRP.
Region 3 Family, Career, and Community Leaders of America held their annual STAR Events competition on Thursday, February 6th. STAR Events stands for Students Taking Action with Recognition. 3 KJHS students, Sarah Rice, April Sticer, and Rachel Hurst, presented an illustrated talk entitled, I Want to Be a Healthy Me. The group received a gold rating in their competition against several other schools. Sarah, Rachel, and April will represent Region 3 in the State STAR Events competition held in Columbia March 30th through April 1st. 3 other students, Rachel Athan, Cassie Yantis, and Kara McKim, attended the meeting and served as youth consultants.
Students are looking forward to our third and last fun night on February 21st. Here are some clips from our last fun night. Autumn and Taylor narrate the story.
At the last fun night, they added another feature, the bounce room. Here we see some couples slow dancing in the commons. Here are some shots of kids playing sports in the gym. Here's some shots of the ring toss. Guys love to sing.
Here's the people are playing basketball in the gym.
Some kids just live to mess around. Watch the doorway for something a little unexpected.
And now, here's Elena Orchard with the details on 8th grade enrollment.
On February 12th, 8th graders at Kirksville Junior High will meet to plan out the classes they will take next year in high school. We talked to Sue Martin, one of the counselors from the high school, who will be helping the students with their schedules. Here's what she had to say about enrollment.
Required to take 5 different courses, your English, your math, your history, your science, and then you'll have a semester of PE and a semester of health. And so there are 2 slots open. Usually students, if they're in band, they'll go ahead and choose that as one of their elective classes. And if you are going to take foreign language, usually the students start that their freshman year, and that's a full year class.
Mrs. Primer, the other high school counselor, will also be helping students with their schedules. They will both meet with 8th graders in the lecture room during their English classes. Now back to Tim.
Are you wanting to improve your public speaking skills? Here's Stacy Reichel with the story.
The Optimist Oratorical Contest is approaching. This contest is open to all students under 16 years of age. This year's theme is United We Stand in Optimism. Speeches must begin with these words and be between 4 and 5 minutes long. The finalists will have a chance to compete against other students and could possibly win a $1,500 scholarship. The final preliminary will be held on Friday, February 21st. However, you must register to participate by February 14th. Back to you, Tim.
Have you seen high school students in the classrooms at the junior high? They're part of the A+ mentoring program at the high school. Here's Sarah Rice with the details.
Thank you, Tim. The A+ program is a program where juniors and seniors at the high school come to the junior high and elementary schools as teachers' assistants for an assigned hour. These students are to act as mentors, showing qualities such as leadership, reliability, and punctuality. Some students mentoring at the junior high during first semester were Daniel Clark, Echo Carter, Holly Galloway, and Lisa Wellman. Here are comments from students who enjoyed having A+ student Daniel Clark in their class.
I like Daniel because he got the costumes for the play.
And Daniel showed us backstage, and he helped us with other stuff. He talked to us and talked about a lot of stuff, like funny stuff, and he corrected us.
I like Daniel coming to our classroom and helping us print off our stuff for social studies.
And every time we needed help, then he would come to our seat and help us.
Daniel was a good friend to us. I liked whenever he was helping the boys against the girls on spelling.
The A+ program looks like it is beneficial to both the mentors and to the students and teachers of the classes they were in.
The Kirksville Public Library is currently working on replacing an existing roof. Here how some junior high students are helping out.
On February 8th, the Kirksville Junior High School's rap classes sold funnel cakes, hot dogs, and soda at the YMCA during basketball games. This was an optional service project for the RAC classes. All proceeds will go to the Adair County Libraries Root Fund. The RAC classes will again be selling food and drinks at the YMCA on Saturday, February 15th. I'm Anna Morton. Now back to Tim in the studio.
8th grade mentor students at the Kirksville Junior High have been helping out 6th graders all year. On Friday, January 24th, all their hard work was rewarded. Here's Angie Shuttleworth with the story.
KJHS recently rewarded 8th grade mentors by taking them to Quartermania, a local arcade, during 8th hour. There the students played games such as air hockey, foosball, pinball, and various video games. Pizza and soda were provided for them, and all of the non-ticket games were turned on, so students did not have to bring their own money. Now back to you, Tim.
6th and 7th grade rap students have been learning how to use the blue box effect to create some amazing imagery. Take a look at some of these student projects. Wow, Albert finally got to see Stonehenge.
Jared was sound asleep. He was dreaming about being in the mouth of a great light, but luckily he woke up.
What a nice kitty.
Here's Melinda Harrison with this month's book review.
Thanks, Tim. Do you like ocean adventure stories? Maybe a girl named Sophie living in cramped quarters with her uncles and cousins who she's not even sure are related to her interests you. In this month's book review, The Wanderer by Sharon Creech, this family learns to come to terms with the past and prepare for the future. If you want to find out more about this 2003 Mark Twain Award nominee, go to the Lima, India, Bravo, Romeo, Alpha, Romeo, Yankee. If you are wondering what this bit of apparent gibberish means, that will also be answered when you check out The Wanderer.
Here's some footage from the first Kirksville Junior High School wrestling meet.
I was really happy with the way that we performed against Mexico. I feel that the kids really stepped up, and it was a good time to do that because it was our first home meet, and Mexico is a quality opponent, and we were really aggressive, so I was very happy with our performance. Ben Bowen has experience with the Youth Kids Club, and that really shows through in his matches. He's, he's a really tough competitor. He's a little bit heavier than most 7th graders, so he's always wrestling 8th graders, but he's only lost one match this year, and that was, a tough match. Otherwise, he's really dominated everybody he's wrestled. Other people that I would mention, and of course the whole team, I'm proud of them, but our captains, Mike Gramad, Jesse Alter, Tim Kearns, and Logan Schmidt, their leadership has been a good help to me this year. The Mexico meet, I was very happy with the way we wrestled on our feet. We were aggressive. On top, we were working for pins, and on bottom, we were working to get away. And most of all, though, I really liked the way that the team supported each other when the individuals were out on the mat.
We're having a really good season so far, and we'll do pretty good this year. I'd say Logan Smith. He's undefeated. He's pinned every guy he's wrestled. Nobody has ever came on the mat and told him he's going to lose. He's always had a good positive attitude, and he's always showed us that he could do everything. So, Michael Moore, he's starting right now, and he's about an undefeated season, so he's doing really good. Strengths, he's pretty much dominated all his matches, and he's showed a lot to the team so far. Tim Kearns, he's doing really good. He's had a lot of guys he's wrestled. They're a lot stronger, a lot taller, a lot bigger than him, but he's proved to us that he could take them on. Coach Wilcox is a good coach. He has everything. He has the best attitude. He teaches everybody things over and over. He wants everybody to get everything down perfectly. He makes everybody look good, and that's good because they're all trying hard, and he's trying to show that, you know what, even though you lose, you're still going to be good if you just keep trying. He's doing a really good job being our coach.
We have Mobley on the 18th, and that is at Mobley, and it's at 6 o'clock. And then our final meet, and it's a home meet, is against Chillicothe, and that's always a very competitive meet. It's on the 20th at 6 p.m., and we would appreciate any support we could get for that meet. It's a very tough one, like I said, and that'll wrap us up for the season.
Thank you for tuning into this edition of the KJHS News Show. It airs at 8 in the morning, 2 in the afternoon, and 7 at night. If you missed the show or would like to show it to someone that does not receive cable, contact Mrs. Hazen about checking out a tape.
Love is in the air. Everywhere I look around. Love is in the air. Every sight and every sound. Oh, love stings. Love stings. Love is in the air, in the rising of the sun. Love is in the air, when the day is nearly done. And I don't know if you're illusion, don't know if I see it true, but you're something that I must believe in, and you're there when I reach out for you. Love is in the air, everywhere I look around. Love is in the air, every sight and every sound. Love stings. Love stings. Yeah, yeah. 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 2 by 2 and side by side. Love's gonna find you, yes it is. You just can't hide. Oh, love is in the air. Love is in the air. Oh. Hey, don't write yourself off yet. It's only in your head you feel left out or looked down on. Just try your best. Try everything you can. And don't you worry what they tell themselves when you're away. It just takes some time, a little girl.
Hello, I'm Angela Shenwork with this edition of KJHS News. Our first story will be curriculum highlights.
Recently, an enrichment class of 7th grade students, led by Miss Copeland, went to Ray Miller Elementary School to teach some 3rd graders some basic sciences needed to be known for the MAP test.
We came back during ice time and were able to reflect upon their teaching. We were able to discuss what went well in their lesson, what did not go well, and then make those changes so that they could then teach the lesson again the next day. This teaching as a profession enrichment opportunity benefited everybody involved.
The 7th graders taught the basic sciences for forces of motion, gravity, friction, and simple machines. The 7th graders' participation was based on their own academic achievements and standards, as well as their interest in the field of teaching. The students were grouped together with partners to collect data on the topic of their choice to teach and create a lesson plan that they would follow while teaching the 3rd graders. I'm Adam Morton. Now back to Angie.
Now, let's join Mr. Helmick to see what's going on in his class.
Once they chose their house plan or made their own house plan, then they used pegboard to make a scale model of that house plan. And some of the students would do a 2-to-1 ratio, use a 2-to-1 ratio to make it the scale model. Some of them would just actually estimate and make the design and make the proportions the way they want it to look.
Mr. Helmick's 8th grade art class recently built a model house as part of their 20th Century American Architecture unit. Mr. Helmick got the idea for the project after doing some research, especially of Frank Lloyd Wright, a 20th century architect. Mr. Helmick said that the goal of this activity was for students to learn to work together and have fun, along with learning about the 20th century American architecture. And I'm Maddie Sauter reporting.
Next, here's Sarah Rice with the calendar of events.
Friday, April 4th was a spring fling. This event was being put on by the Parent Advisory Committee. Many people had fun, dancing, playing volleyball in the gym, eating pizza, and hanging out with their friends. Here are some additional clips from this event.
Another turning point, a fork stuck in the road. Time grabs you by the wrist, directs you where to go. So make the best of this test and don't ask why. It's not a question but a lesson learned in time. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life. So take the photographs and still frames in your mind. Hang it on a shelf in good health and good time. Tattoos and memories and dead skin on trial. For what it's worth, it was worth all the while. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life. Something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life.
Next up is the Literature Festival. This event took place on Friday, April 11th. This was a time where 6th grade students got to meet various authors and learn about their books. To learn more word how for this event, visit www.truman.edu and click on the link to the Literature Festival. Last but not least is the Spring Dance. This event is open only to 7th and 8th graders. This semi-formal event will take place on April 26th, so come join the fun.
Summer school's right around the corner. Here's Jessica Thompson with the story. The Kirksville School District is participating in the Edison Summer School Program. This program will take place June 2nd through July 3rd. Students will be awarded for their attendance, and there will be daily drawings for prizes and a drawing at the end of the summer school for a mini DVD player. Students will receive a $100 gift certificate if they miss no days, and they will get a $75 gift certificate if they miss one day and $50 if they miss 2 days. Some students from KJHS recently went to Kansas City to join 60 other schools at the annual Design and Build contest. Here's Elena Orchard with the scoop.
Design and Build was a program available to all students 6th through 9th grade. During the project, students designed and assembled a model of a fully functional home, just as an architect would. Students were given a cash limit of $50,000, and the house had to be under 1,400 square feet. The houses were entered in a competition, and on March 4th, students had the opportunity to go to Kansas City and look at models made by students from other schools and participate in several workshops. Back to you, Angie.
William Wegman has made a fortune from his adorable pictures of his dogs. Now it's your turn. Here's Nathan Barry with the story.
Do you have a pet? Do you have props and costumes?
Then you have everything you need to enter the KJHS Pets Photo Contest. Just dress your pet up and try to get a silly snapshot. But remember, KJHS News wants all photos in by May 1st.
KJHS recently experienced the African American culture through stories, dance, and poetry. Here's Grant Chamberlain to introduce Bertha Thomas, who made this all possible.
In March, exploring the connections between West Africa and African American cultures came to Kirksville Junior High. This interactive exhibit was made available by a grant written by Bertha Thomas and Melanie Crisp of Truman State University. The goals of this activity were to increase interest and understanding of the contributions from other cultures, especially the idea of the links between West Africa and African American cultures, and to involve different people in the community.
We incorporated more than 100 Truman students in putting together this activity, or sets of activities. We had students from the African Student Association, students from the Coalition of African American Women, the Illusions Dance Troupe, and faculty and staff from Truman, too, to bring this project together.
Also helping with this exhibit was the unique ensemble gospel choir. Students enjoyed learning about West African and African American cultures through music, dance, food, and PowerPoint presentations.
We hope is that they learned that the world is a big and broad place, you know, with various cultures, and our goal is to have students really become more excited about learning about different cultures.
Our many thanks to Bertha Thomas and the many other individuals who helped bring this to KJHS.
Map testing is here. Now let's look at some of the ways the junior high prepared students for this event. Here's Kayla Craigs with the story.
To boost students' excitement about map testing, the Kirksville Junior High School had a pep assembly involving staff, students, and the bot squad from the high school. Hoping to increase test scores, all teachers have practiced students on performance tasks. In computer class, students printed out tips for testing success and posted them around the school. To energize students during testing, parents donated snacks and drinks. Here's Mackenzie Short with a comment regarding her map testing.
And I thought map testing was pretty easy, and this is the first time I've taken it, and I thought it would be harder because the teachers kind of put a lot of pressure on us because they were afraid how we would do, and they gave us a lot of practice, and I think it really helped.
I'm Jeffrey Welk.
I'm Jeremiah Smith.
And I'm Dan Corian. Welcome to the special edition of 75 Seconds. Today we are here to tell you about the dangers of inhalants.
That's right, Dan. Although inhalants are not illegal, they can be just as dangerous, if not more dangerous, than illegal drugs.
That's exactly right. Did you know that inhalants are the most used drug in America? 1 in 5 8th graders have used inhalants. They come in all different shapes and sizes.
Inhalants can be markers, household cleaning products, whiteout, glue, nail polish, and gasoline. People that want to get high can huff an inhalant or put the product into a bag and inhale deeply into the bag. Inhalants can also be sniffed in free air.
Inhalants can make you have breathing difficulty, heart palpitations, dizziness, and frequent headaches. These are just some of the short-term effects.
Some long-term effects include frequent headaches and nosebleeds, muscle weakness, abdominal pain, loss or weakness of sense of smell, nausea, hepatitis, violent behavior, liver, lung, and kidney impairments, irreversible brain damage, nervous system damage, and dangerous chemical imbalances.
Inhalants are extremely dangerous. You can die up to 5 different ways. They are breathing in poisonous solvents,
Suffocation, choking on vomit,
death from cardiac arrest, and violent behavior causing suicidal actions.
Don't sniff inhalants, because it could kill you.
That ends our special edition of 75 Seconds. See you next time.
In this show, we have 3 book reviews from Haley Thomas, Shelby Kruzmark, and Cash Browning.
Thanks, Angie. The Star Place is about a girl named Franny who's used to going to a school for all whites. But at the beginning of the school year, a wealthy black girl named Celeste enters the school and encounters the prejudice of nearly all of the children. Everybody ignores her, including Franny, until the school has choir tryouts. Franny and Celeste both make it, but Celeste clearly has a better voice than everybody in the choir. Celeste and Franny frequently find themselves meeting on a large rocket ship-shaped structure, their Star Place, where they sing in each other's company and become good friends. Together, the two 13-year-olds try to uncover a past of Celeste's family that concerns a terrible secret hidden for many years.
Have you ever thought of how it would be to be separated from your family? Ava and her sister Rachel know how it feels. They have been sent to a Holocaust camp where they are treated very badly. There is no contact with their family. What happened to their father? Is he dead or alive? This book answers all those questions and shows you what life in the Holocaust is like.
I'm talking about The Graduation of Jake Moon. In this book you will learn about Jake Moon. His grandfather has Alzheimer's. He calls Jake Claude and puts things in the wrong place, like clothes in the oven. He even has to have his own nurse. One day Jake decides to stay after school and watch a game. His grandfather needs to be watched because the nurse has to leave to pick up his daughter, and the nurse decides to quit. So they have to hire Mrs. Russell, one of Jake's grandfather's old friends. Mrs. Russell takes Jake's grandfather to pancakes one morning, and Jake's grandfather runs away. Is Jake's grandfather okay, or is he dead? Find out in The Graduation of Jake Moon.
Thanks for watching KJHS News. The airing times are 8 a.m., 2 p.m., and 7 p.m. You may check out a copy of the news from the Kirksville Junior High.
Hey, don't write yourself off yet. It's only in your head you feel left out or looked down on. Just try your best. Try everything you can. And don't you worry what they tell themselves when you're away. It just takes some time, little girl, in a little out the right. Everything will be just fine. Everything will be alright, alright.
I hope you enjoyed our memories of this year.
And we hope that you saw yourself and your friends.
Watch it often.